In football, we can't always be certain that things will go as expected. And this is especially true when talking about Neymar. The Brazilian star's career has been a roller coaster of emotions and uncertainties ever since he decided to leave Barcelona for PSG in 2017 for 222 million euros. Everyone knows Neymar was seeking the spotlight at the then new club, mainly in pursuit of the Golden Ball. The closest he came to that goal was during the 2020 Champions League. When PSG reached beyond that, Neymar played just over half of PSG's matches, which is very little compared to his time at Santos and Barcelona, where he was almost always present and rarely injured. Despite the limited appearances, his numbers still show significant direct involvement in the team's goals. For PSG, Neymar has played 144 matches, scored 100 goals, and provided 60 assists, averaging 1.1 direct contributions per game. In other words, when Neymar is on the field, it's almost certain that each game will feature either a goal or an assist from him. The problem, however, is that during his time at PSG, he missed key moments of important seasons, sitting out several crucial Champions League games in consecutive years. This not only hurt the team, but also damaged his own image. To give you an idea, Neymar completed his 5th season at PSG with fewer matches played for the French club than he did at Barcelona, where he spent 4 seasons. He played nearly 200 games for the Spanish club. Moreover, various controversies with the club have tarnished his image among PSG fans, who today generally don't like Neymar. One example: the player's jersey is not sold in the club's official store in Paris. If you want a Neymar jersey, you have to buy a blank one and request his name and a number to be added. This is different from players like Mbappé, Messi, Marquinhos, and others on the team. There are plenty of examples of this group. He requested to leave the club and return to Barcelona in 2019. Which put him on a collision course with both the fans and the club publicly. Then there's the issue of lack of focus, something PSG fans constantly criticize, claiming he thinks more about parties than games. This reputation stuck, especially with injuries that kept him out of key moments, with PSG playing in the Champions League or French League while Neymar was at Carnival in Brazil or attending his sister's birthday party. Over the years, this has been a major point of criticism against him. It was Mbappé who ended up taking on the leading role in the team, even though he was initially signed to be Neymar's right-hand man when both arrived at the club. Mbappé established himself as the team's main player, even with Messi and Neymar as teammates, and his decision to stay at PSG was seen as a major boost for the club. Mbappé renewed his contract until 2025, securing the highest salary in the world along with the biggest signing bonuses. With Mbappé staying, speculation about Neymar's future at PSG began to surface again. Messi had already confirmed that he would stay at least until the end of his contract, which runs through the end of the next season. Mbappé gained privileges, including having a say in the team's squad building and input on new player signings. So, where would Neymar go? The Neymar package is very expensive. After all, he's a player nearing 31 years old, making 35 million euros per season, and frequently getting injured, leaving his team in a tough spot. It's safe to say that there isn't a long line of clubs that can simply afford this without considering the burden that comes with a signing of this magnitude. Signing Neymar involves the whole image, marketing, and, of course, football aspects. But the downside is the imminent risk, considering recent seasons, of being without the player during important moments for long periods, as PSG has experienced in recent years. However, despite this, clubs like Newcastle, the new wealthy team in world football, and Chelsea have emerged as potential suitors for the forward. Chelsea has long been interested in Neymar, dating back to his days at Santos, and was the first club to try to bring him out of Brazil as early as 2010 when he was just 18 years old. But it seems things might not go that way. The Sun reported that Neymar's future was away from PSG, and the news was also shared by the French outlets Le Parisien and L'Equipe. However, Neymar decided to speak out and opened up about his future to Oh My Goal and Canal Plus. First, Neymar said that Mbappe choosing to stay at PSG was the right decision for his career, as winning a Champions League with his boyhood club will be crucial for his future in football before moving to another European team. He added that Mbappe is still very young and has plenty of time to make other decisions down the line. It's worth noting that Mbappe's camp had also reached an agreement with Real Madrid, but the Frenchman ultimately chose to stay at PSG. Neymar said he only found out about the contract renewal a day before the official announcement and that he was very happy. In his view, both Mbappe, Messi club for the next season, as he saw PSG on the right Messi season, saying that the Argentine needed a bit more time to adapt to French football, as he came from a lifelong career at another club where he was the central figure and the team's entire playing style revolved around him, which is no longer the case at PSG. Neymar explained that Messi moved to a new country, with a new language and a new style of play, and that this requires time to adjust. Find himself leaving PSG, especially since he had a contract until 2025, which was recently renewed, and that he hadn't thought about leaving since 2019 when he attempted to return to Barcelona. Neymar stated, "As for me, I'm staying. It's the absolute truth. I'm not thinking about leaving." Share the same opinion. Neymar's status within the club hadn't been the same for quite some time, and considering his relationship with the fans, that also carries significant weight. Speculation about his future had already arisen, with Real Madrid being pointed out as his best destination for many reasons. First, because of coach Carlo Ancelotti, who has always loved Brazilian players. Second, because of the young stars, Vini Jr. and Rodrigo, who had just won the Champions League. Neymar could have been a key asset in this transition, boosting Real Madrid's marketing, which the club has always prioritized. The Brazilian could have been the face of a project that initially had Haaland and Mbappe as top priorities, but in recent years, neither Hazard nor Bale managed to fill that role. However, this turned out to be nothing more than a distant dream, and history showed a different outcome. After all, Xavi said that Neymar was not in his plans at Barcelona, and in the last season, with Mbappe once again pulling strings behind the scenes at PSG, the Frenchman found a way to create friction within the club, pushing out his rivals Neymar and Messi, with the promise of renewing his contract with Paris once again. And that's how it happened. PSG, envisioning a new future with its young star, arranged Messi's departure to Inter Miami in the MLS and sold Neymar to Al-Hilal in Saudi Arabia for 90 million euros. Due to the high transfer fee and his hefty salary demands, Neymar did not receive offers from major European clubs. After all, who would pay 90 million euros for a player who played less than 50% of the matches in his last 5 seasons? Moving to Saudi Arabia at just 31 years old was seen as the end of his career. And by a twist of fate, Neymar played only 3 matches for his new club before suffering the worst injury of his career while playing for the Brazilian national team. He did tear his knee ligaments, which has kept him off the field. He just returned to play after more than a year. With only 6 months left on his contract with the Saudi club, it's uncertain whether Neymar will renew or seek a new destination. Perhaps returning to Brazilian football in 2025 at 33 years old. Has Neymar become a flop, or is he still one of the greatest players of his generation? Did you like this story about Neymar? Share in the comments other stories you'd like to see here on the beautiful Fever. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and see you in the next video.